Gentlemen, this is Kamal Masood from CxO Global Forum. Today, we have an amazing guest, which is Roger Kool. He is a highly skilled IT professional with more than 25 years of experience in global commercial and general management roles within telecom operators, network aggregators, software solution providers, and IT consulting. Also, he is a co-founder and head of global sales at S4 Digital Company. S4 is a technology company. They have an office in Lahore as well. They are more like talent oriented for the Pakistan industry. And I'd like to welcome. Hello, Roger. How are you?
Thank you very much, Kamal. That's very nice to be on this live feed, and it's good to see you again after my trip to Pakistan, and was I have to say it was a very interesting experience, and I learned a lot, and I actually enjoyed quite a lot as well. So thank you for having me, and thank you everybody who's listening for joining. So yeah, I'm very glad to be here.
Thank you, Roger, for being associated with CxO Global Forum, and we are glad that S4 Digital, your organization, is actually part of CxO Global Forum. We are looking forward to work with you on a longer collaboration, and I'm really glad that you have chosen Pakistan to work with. We'll be talking about what actually impacts we are going to, see S4 Digital for working in Pakistan, and I know there are challenging times. So I think we'll start from just tell us about yourself. Who is Roger Kool, and why you think that this area of working is a mandatory to work? So just tell us about yourself.
Okay. Yeah. So my name is Roger Kool. I'm 51 years old. I'm a father of two. 20-year and a 10-year-old 20-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl. Married. I reside in Holland, in the southern part of Holland near Rotterdam, and I also reside in Spain. So I travel between the two countries, and yeah, I've been in this industry for quite a number of years. So I actually started in 1996 with a telecom operator, just before the telco boom and the internet bubble bursted. And I co-founded a network integration company, and that was where all the legacy ATM frame relay services needed to be migrated to IP-based services. So very interesting, more on the networking side. And then for the last 14, 15 years prior to starting S4 Digital, I worked for a Canadian-based OSS solution provider called Sigma Systems, which was taken over by Hansen Technologies, a global BSS and OSS software solution provider. Doing everything from the customer engagement to finance generation. So quote to cash. In 2021, just actually on the 1st of 2021, after some preparation, we founded S4 Digital. So as I said, I'm based in the Netherlands and Spain, but our capital seat is in Portugal, because S4 Digital has two shareholders, which is S4 Global, which is a UK-based company, and Informantem is a 24-year-old IT company out of Portugal, and also my business partner is located in Portugal. And Portugal has been a natural go-to place for us since a lot of time, because of skilled resources. The work-life balance in Portugal is quite good. We've always enjoyed the atmosphere, the attention, but also the motivation and mentality of the people being very good. So we've selected it, and also because of our partner, we're using the shared services from Informantem. So we use their office, we, you know, HR services, finance, yeah, you name it, they provide those kind of services. So yeah, quite a natural marriage actually for us. So yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So how telecommunication you think this industry is transforming?
Well,
Telecommunication industry.
yeah, so if you look at as for digital, right? So and this is also because of the history of our people. We definitely are pretty focused on the telco market, and I will get to that that point of your question in a second. But that's not exclusively the market that we're doing, because there are very interesting other markets that are encountering some of the similar objectives and challenges. But going back to the telecommunications market, I remember from many years ago, there's always been a bit of a discussion about, you know, the telco providers with all the companies like Spotify, Netflix, those hyperscalers that came into the market. That there's always been a discussion about, will telco and cable operators become a dumb pipe? That is a discussion from the past. I think that discussion has been overtaken by a lot of innovation by those telco and cable companies, where they've really seen that, you know, as they are touching all the end users and also the investment in, you know, super high speed mobile networks like 5G. They have the customers. They interact with the customers on a daily basis. So yeah, they've really have invested or are in the process of investing, or still some are in an earlier process of becoming digital natives and offering a massive variety of services to their customers, right? Network-based services, which is more the traditional services. But definitely as well, you know, very much unrelated services like in examples, you know, parking tickets, cinema tickets, but also extensive banking services, energy services, and like almost that they build this marketplace that the operator is the first go-to place where I see I'm getting warning about the instability of internet. Yeah. Where they're offering a variety of services, because they touch the customers, and this is not only for consumer services but also for B2B services. So I think the telco market is really innovative. They're offering quite a lot of very innovative smart services for IoT, for the agricultural sector, but also for transportation industry, where they have interesting smart technologies to track the assets of their customers. So I think they're very, very well placed to do these kind of things. But of course, the challenges is having the technology to support those kind of things, because the customers want something today and have it tomorrow, but they are dropping those services as easy as they are embracing them. So it is definitely all about, they need to introduce a level of agility, and we see quite a lot of that, and the technology is there to support it. They need to bring it into their legacy organizations. Legacy, legacy may sound like the wrong word, but I mean, they've got a history, right, from people and assets perspective, and those things need to be connected to those new levels of technology. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of that, and I think they're definitely doing the right thing, and it is also very very nice to be part of such a technology change. And it's all about doing it as fast and cost effective, right? Because as I said, it's new services need to be introduced ASAP, and if it doesn't work well, they need to be able to offload those services in a heartbeat as well.
I agree. So, can you briefly tell us about what S4 Digital is doing, and what is your target audience, and what markets you are exploring? So, we need to know about more about S4 Digital.
Yeah. So as I said, our capital seat is in Portugal, in Lisbon, but we are a global IT consulting and services company, helping our customers drive innovation, product development, and digital transformation programs. So from helping with ideas, some strategic consulting, but also implementation services, integration, and in certain cases also manage and run the applications that our customers have acquired, and those are underpinned by some really strong technology partners. Salesforce being a very big one. We have another big company that we really decided to invest in quite heavily, which is Mendix. Mendix is a original Dutch company, but it's been taken over by Siemens, and this is based for low code software development. So that's technology is really at the heart of those enabling those next generation services at a pace that is much higher, and therefore also more cost effective than traditional high code software development.
Excellent.
And we do that on a global scale, Kanwal. So we have people in India. We have invested heavily in Lahore in Pakistan, where you and I also met in the past.
Yeah.
And we've significantly invested there, and we're really welcoming more people joining, and there's people joining on a daily basis.
Excellent.
But also in the US and in Brazil, we have opened an office in São Paulo in Brazil, because it's a global economy. It's the customers are across the world, and we've always been used, at least the key teams of S4 Digital. We've always been used to work with virtual teams. So this new way of working since the pandemic has really that fitted well in the way how we were able to work. And so it's global, and our industries from a more traditional perspective, telecommunications is a strong one. But we are talking to fintech companies. We're talking to manufacturing, because they do suffer some of the similar challenges.
Yeah.
And what we keep saying, when you are able to deal with the complexity of telecommunication services, it should be relatively not to be disrespectful to the other industries, but telco services are quite complicated. So we have a lot of knowledge there. But it's sometimes speaking the specific language of an industry, which can be complicated. But as we're investing so much in our people, because capital side of our business is probably the most important one now. We're also attracting a lot of talent that are not specifically coming from the telco sector. But the key part of the organization used to come from that sector, and it's also S4 Digital really has its core of people that used to work for in the last 10-15 years together. So I'm very excited. I'm very proud of the organization. We only finished our first fiscal year at the end of 2021, and it's been an amazing ride. We hired close to 100 people. Amazing, but also challenging, right? And
I see. I think initial stage is always a challenging for exploring other countries as well. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and I mean the work that we are having now is mainly because of the direct relationships and people people like to do business with people they know, right, and they trust, and that's one of the key things that yeah, we try to also push down to the rest of the organization. Be trustworthy, do as you say, be challenging, don't just say yes to everything. So yeah, I think we've got a culture of that, and it's what I would say our customers really like about us. And also we don't say yes to everything, right? So there's specific areas that we just don't want to touch. We decided we wanted to do it a little bit different, right? Because I personally worked with many yeah, of the global SIs in different yeah, parts of my life, and we felt that there's definitely an area of a niche company that is yeah, that can really make a difference in certain areas. So yeah, very exciting. But the bigger you get, the more challenging that will be to maintain. So that's absolutely key focus of our management team, and it's actually a topic that we talk about on a, I would say, almost on a daily basis. How do we maintain this? How do we maintain this? And you know, it's also how do we keep the people, right? That is how do we keep it interesting
is very
for the
important.
people?
Yeah. Agreed.
So yeah.
So I really like the vision you have and kind of you know, the grip on your organization. So just tell me what differentiates S4 Digital as an organization from other organizations working in technology sector.
Yeah, this is it's a nice question. It's also a tough question because I don't really want to talk about you know, the competition or the other companies in the market. We feel that we have a specific way of doing things, and it's almost like repeating the words I just said about, you know, trust, reliability, being a challenger. Don't say yes to everything. That's from a people perspective, but also from a company perspective, right? So we are we're very aware of our strengths and weaknesses, and I don't think that the market is willing to accept trial and error anymore. So the people we bring together, we think we attract really good talent that have done specific areas, specific programs in, you know, in different parts of the life cycle of a transformation program. And that's our differentiator. We don't have to start with you know, a team of 20 people where we bring in one you know, or 50 people where we bring in one senior and the rest is all juniors. We rather start with 2 or 3 people to prove out our skills and build from there. But it doesn't say that the others are doing all of those kind of steps, right? It's we felt that there's still a need for this. The global market of staffing is becoming it was tough, but it's getting tougher on a daily basis. I mean, even in my home country, it's you know, the airport, the national infrastructure, you know, these certain businesses are so affected by the shortage of people, or you know, the sick leave percentages are rising to enormous amounts. So yeah, those are challenging environments, but we're still able to attract really good talent and maintain them and nurture them and offer interesting programs and a career path for those people. So yeah, I think that is one of the strengths that we bring, and also of course our culture, right? So as we've been working with you know, very much based on fully inclusive infrastructure, we don't look at gender. We just look at the quality of a person. We don't care if it's a certain religion, a certain person of color, if it's a man or a woman. We're purely looking at, okay, what are your skills? What would you like to do? And what kind of interesting programs do we have? And we have, international customers. So we're offering also a variety of programs around the world where people can travel also into different countries. So we're supporting those kind of services as well, so that people can really expand across the world.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, and I'm glad that we have spoke about this. What kind of value you are bringing towards this S4 Digital, and it's a great contribution towards making all those developing the talent pool, and giving them the opportunity to understand all the global standards and the culture of an organization you are providing. So I think it's a great contribution. So
I think that's also why we picked in Pakistan, right? It's it's a 200 million plus country with an enormous amount of IT specialists coming out of universities on a daily basis, and we really like the way how we interact with our teams, and we've got a nice infrastructure. So I'm encouraging people to reach out to our organization in Pakistan, because we have a lot of growth opportunities. And I feel that the collaboration between the different countries is really working out well. So I'm good there. We're also investing in your neighbor, of course, in India. But yeah, it's diversification across the world is important, and Portugal has also been a big investment for talent. But it is getting more and more complicated, right?
I see. So is it something the compliances you are facing, or you think that working on a talent pool is a little difficult? So what challenges you are actually seeing?
I didn't hear you. What, can you repeat that?
Okay, so you mentioned that this is sort of a challenging work, and you're seeing something. So is there something you are what sort of challenges you are facing in terms of any country compliances making you some challenges, or you think that making talent pool is something that you think that this is challenging?
Well, it's not so much the compliances. It's the it's just the sheer volume of people versus the global demand, which is the number one challenge. While on the other hand, there is also there's a bit of a misalignment between what certain big, for instance, on the telco side, with what they are willing to pay for certain people versus the cost of people rising, and this is a global problem, right? It's not only in Europe or the US, but also in India. I think the salaries have been increased over 100% in the last year. The amount of churn of people, because there's so much demand in the market, is very difficult to maintain. But it's a problem across all industries, right? So and to me, it's not a temporary problem, because we've been looking at some really strong reports. It's getting worse, right? It's on television on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need to do things different. We're running boot camps with people with certain technologies, hackathons to attract the best developers. Yeah, so yeah, we're doing everything we can, and almost our marketing spend is more on the people internally than getting your name out in the market.
Excellent. So I think this is the best approach. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So,
but human capital, right, is the thing.
Yeah. So there's a lot of buzz around S4 Digital investing beyond Europe. So can you tell us about this?
Investing beyond Europe. Well, I mean that is the like a continuation.
You've recently
the
mentioned
story.
that you are investing in India as well.
Yeah, so we've I mean, because of the history of you know, let's say the founders of S4 Digital, and the history of where we had worked over the past decade, a lot of people have decided to join this new small organization when we started, because we really started with you know, a couple of people, and a lot of the people that knew us from the past have joined us. So for sure, India is and has always been a super growth market. So yeah, we're investing heavily in India as well, based and trying to find you know, the best people there. We are investing in Brazil. We keep investing in Portugal. We invest in, you know, let's say the traditional Eastern European markets as well. Let's say we don't have any restriction of where we can or cannot go, right? It's, I mean, of course, there's if we talk about, you know, the global embargoes, that we will not go into those areas. You know, we follow where our customers are and where we can fulfill the demand. And as we have a global network of you know, people that we that we have a history with, you know, we can invest in many different areas. We also in the Middle East is quite a big investment there. So signing up some major partners. We have an entity in Abu Dhabi through our investor Informantem. So we're investing because it's a global industry, and we need to make sure that we bring the people together through, you know, through the way of working, like with Zoom. There is it's one world, right? We can bring them together and make sure we merge those virtual teams to become a strong team as one. So yeah, we keep investing.
Yeah, that's great. So previously you mentioned that you actually believe in human capital, and most of investments goes towards that, you know, building that human capital. So what are your views about shortage of human resource and technology, especially in technology industry, and how long it is going to stay like this? Your opinion.
Well,
Tricky question.
I think, as I said a few minutes ago, this is not a temporary problem. I think the problem will raise, right? It will become a bigger problem, which will have a knock-on effect in many things.
Yeah. So you think it will stay longer?
Yeah, and it has I mean, it has a knock-on effect into many things, right? So I mean, you know, global inflation is up, so everybody is shouting about increasing salaries. Therefore, your cost of your capital is increasing. There's pressure from you know, the CFOs around the world to drive a certain level of financial benefits on an annual basis. So there's a bit of a misalignment, right? On one area, your cost will maintain to grow, where there's always pressure on, you know, the commercial price that you can get. So yeah, you need to stay innovative, and also introduce technologies that are supporting those kind of cost-effective ways, and definitely moving into more for us as a business, you know, in managed services, where you can manage your cost and your team cost in a more effective way. So I don't know if that really answered your question, and we're investing a lot in in our recruitment organization and in partnerships with with recruiting firms. So yeah, keep finding human capital. But I can say we have a very, very strong track record.
Okay.
But that's also based on this massive network that's been built up over decades by the key people. And we work with strong referral programs, right? When people come in and they enjoy working with us, we really try to tie them to a long-term objectives of the company, and make them part of it, also on a financial basis. Right?
Okay. Excellent. So I think there should be other organizations who could be, working in a collaboration, and for organizations like S4 Digital to, build the capacity for, local human resources, and, building that human capital. So I think this is one of the most important areas where, a country like Pakistan should, get an attention, and, building all those organizations can, work with the collaboration with IT and technology companies to, build some human capital and building the capacity as well. So probably CxO can bridge that gap, working with the companies like S4 Digital. So probably we're looking for, next collaborations as well. Inshallah.
Yeah, and also if there are companies that that need help from specific IT skilled people, we're very happy to work towards the end customer as well in Pakistan. So
Yeah,
it's a bit of a two-way streak here. Yeah.
probably we'll be working. So apart from this, the corporate discussion and, all these things, so we would like to know what do you do? What do you enjoy doing in your free time? Yeah.
Well, that's a kind of personal question.
Yeah.
I cannot disclose that, other than, but you see how extremely fit I am. So no, I mean, I really enjoy a number of things. I enjoy snowboarding in the winter time.
Excellent.
I try to stay a little bit fit by doing some boxing training early in the morning on a couple of days. I like anything that has to do with speed. So Formula One. Just did a Harley trip in the US. I mean, I like anything speed related. So
very nice.
Yeah. So I enjoy those kind of things. Sport, speed, but also the good life,
Traveling.
right? So I love a nice glass of wine, some decent food. So yeah.
So
I try to have this a good balance between work and my personal life. So yeah, I invest
Roger,
in both.
Okay, I understand. So Roger, what keeps you motivated? I think it's a difficult question for most of the entrepreneurs, I must say. So what motivates you?
What motivates me? What really and this, there are multiple things, but if I focus on the business side, I mean, what I really enjoy is see that people are picking up on their challenges, coming with ideas, also building a organization where there are practically internally no boundaries, right? So people really can come up with with suggestions, with bringing people in, bringing customers in, bringing technologies in, and there is no stupid suggestion, right? So we really want people to think outside of the traditional box, and don't feel afraid to say something, and that's what I really appreciate when speaking to the people. But yeah, what also really motivates me is maintain, because we've got a nice customer base now, right? And we've been doing good, and there's so much more that our customers are asking from us. But what really motivates me is to make sure we maintain that level of quality. starting to become complacent is the biggest risk of I think any customer. So and that needs a lot of work. So to make sure you always stay on a certain level and improve is yeah, that's something that really is top of mind. And yeah, I think that's a motivation. And of course, then the more traditional things, right? You know, more grow bigger, and but big is not our only not goal, right? So you know, having 500 people or 1,000 people or 5,000 people, that's not the objective. It is growing while allowing people to also grow as an individual, as a professional, but also as on a personal level, and do what we are good at and what we like doing. So and then the growth really comes. And so it's not a binary thing that I say what we need to grow from, you know, from 200 to X hundred in this amount of time.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Roger, for your time. I know it's pretty early over there, and I'm really glad that you're taking time and having some important discussion with us. Looking forward to have you in Lahore again, and probably we'll be eating some extra food over there, and inshallah we'll catch you there. So
yeah,
thank you so much, Roger.
At least for the next time, I know what to do when I come into into Lahore. And I will make sure I have the arrangements completed before I get to the customs office. Excellent. But yeah, it was a pleasure.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. It was a pleasure. It was an honor to speak to you. Thank you so much for your time. Seeing you again, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and have a good day. Thank you. Thanks, Kamal.